Changemaker Brian Gallachóir is director of the MaREI Centre at University College Cork. His research is concerned with helping Ireland to cut its greenhouse gas emissions by 51% by 2030 and full zero emissions by 2050. Brian is on his way to Kerry to meet participants of Dingle Peninsula 2030, a project he is leading the research part of, which aims to transition the area into a zero-emission region in just under a decade, as part of the country's emissions target. MaREI is partnering with the ESB, the Dingle Hub and West Kerry Development.
This is a fairly unique partnership of 4 different groups, bringing together research, technology, community development and a focus on rural development. And essentially what we're trying to do is support the community in Dingle on their journey towards a low-carbon future.
The Dingle Hub brings together the societal, environmental and economic elements of the project. It is headed up by years.Director.
We began working with MaREI from the outset. We had similar goals and objectives. We wanted to look at transition to a low-carbon society here. As a research entity, they wanted to understand what were the challenges and barriers for local communities. Change is needed on so many levels, and you can't help but be excited about what's possible for the future. The key now is that we take that change and we make sure that it continues in a positive direction.
Conor Mcgregon is a PhD researcher from MaREI, and he works closely with the Hub as well as the local community.
For me personally in my research, I suppose the people are also a source of data. Just like you need energy data, you need to understand the people, because we can look at kind of techno-economic representation of the energy system, and it's real key to understand that and to place it in reality, not to just say, you know, I've figured out the kind of cost-optimal solution. I need to understand what people think and how do I align solutions for climate change with people's needs and people's priorities.
This yellow bar is the C-rated homes, but then also significantly the lower-rated homes, E, F and Gs.
The majority of our homes here in the peninsula are between a C
and D.
And D.
You can see the two clearly.
The Hub has become the focal point for transition within the community. It's become the place where we can bring people together, where we can explore the challenges, to address those challenges, and to really work with the community to find the solutions that are right for us.
So that's real key, I think, to winning people and getting around this whole transition idea, is that, well, it's not just, you know, environmentalists that need to worry about this. This is kind of the greatest economic opportunity we've had in the last 100 years. So get on board.
The Dingle Peninsula 2030 project couldn't have happened without the community engagement and involvement. It wasn't about trialling the technologies themselves, it was about how people engage with those technologies. Hey Denny, how's it going?
Hi Brian, you well?
I am indeed.
Yeah, things are going well, yeah.
Dinny Galvin, a local dairy farmer, has been a valuable ambassador of the project from the start and has been an enthusiastic collaborator of Brian and the rest of the team.
I've been farming here now with 34 years. The attitude was get rid of all the national herd, cut down the national herd and get rid of the farmers, and that would solve the emissions. And you know, it spurred me on to get more involved and to show these people that, you know, we're not the villains that we're made out to be. Yeah, things are going well, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, going well indeed. We're into our EMP and all the information is coming back, so
Yeah. Brilliant.
we'll show you what's recording the data as well, yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
Dinny told me before he's always had an interest in technology, and this project has given him an opportunity to essentially harness, tap into that interest and put it to good use.
One big thing on every dairy farm is electricity usage. If you wanted to know individually where the electricity and what it was costing you, this device will give you that information. That's a Watchtrix device. Basically, I can see what it's costing me to milk the cows, cool the milk, heat the water, or, you know, different decisions regarding electricity and when I should use it, and what we could do to reduce it. And by reducing our electricity usage, we'd be reducing our emissions. It is new technology. The knowledge gained from this will be absolutely vital to the farming community and the dairy sector.
All this integrated technology that is employed on Dinny's farm is readily available on his smartphone.
He's been very enthusiastic, and that enthusiasm is infectious. He's now set up a sustainable energy community of the West Kerry dairy farmers. So suddenly what started as an individual project is mushrooming into a group activity.
Every farm is going to have a carbon footprint going forward. To me, we're better off taking the bull by the horns and being ahead of the posse and try and sort out all our problems rather than leaving it till the very end.
Brian is heading towards Castle Gregory Secondary School, where students and teachers alike are active participants of the project.
So the students have a strong interest and enthusiasm. When we find this increasingly with young people in Ireland, there's huge interest and concern about climate change, and also interest in understanding what we can do to effectively mitigate climate change.
Morning, Brian.
Morning, Aidan.
Aidan McGarrett is principal of Manscoil Nua on Lethtruig, where the students created and presented projects on sustainability.
On a personal level, I was surprised at how much they had to say. They had very strong views on it. The initiative of Dingle 2030 made them more aware of the facts, the figures, and then that fed into their projects. I was blown away by the work that they actually carried out.
We're passionate about helping our environment and keeping it sustained for as long as we can. So we thought if we can just do a little bit, that it might help in the long run.
By the time we're in college, by the time we have families of our own, we want this to already be in motion, and so it's a great time to start it now rather than having to deal with the fallout.
I think the school as a whole, like all the young people, are just so passionate and are so driven to change, because it's all of our world that is being affected by pollution and by global emissions.
I think the workshop from MaREI influenced students. It's so important to listen to our students and to give them a voice. It's not good enough anymore to just give them lip service. They want to see that you're genuinely supporting what they're doing.
We want to turn it into a centre of learning, but also a centre of, biodiversity, being environmentally friendly. And it came about us, looking at the space behind our school and thinking, again, how can we make this better?
So our idea was Gallachóir solar PV farms, which have an initial cost of 5 million.
My idea was a solar panel farm, and what that entailed was that if every house in the Dingle Peninsula only gave an initial cost of 2,600, it would not only give them clean, free electricity, but it would also give them the opportunity to sell the excess and make their money back and just transform the Dingle Peninsula.
By changing little things, we're going to change the quality of the air, we're going to change the quality of the ground, the quality of the life that we're living. For mental health, by knowing that we're doing something good, we're not damaging the environment, that we actually know what we're doing. By having this information, this is life-changing because we have the change within us. We just have to do it.
So Dingle 2030 is massive to us because it gives us the opportunities to move mountains. And although we might not see satisfaction, tomorrow or the day after, just a matter of decades, we will see new opportunities, more eco-friendly, more advanced, innovative opportunities that will set up the world for a more bright and healthy future.
I believe projects like this are actually life-changing because our younger students are very much influenced by those that have gone before them. And if they see that they're carrying out these projects, they're more likely to carry them out.
For Brian and the many partners and contributors of Dingle Peninsula 2030, the journey to a low-carbon future is only beginning.
The Dingle Peninsula 2030 project has been game-changing. From the research perspective, we've learned a huge amount from working with the community in terms of what climate action means in reality. And for the community, exploring opportunities, exploring solutions to climate change, they have access to the latest available research and support from us in their journey towards a low-carbon future.